Here's more wrestling news for March 2nd, 2022. And your headlines for this afternoon include MJF gets massive props for recent promo on AEW Dynamite. We'll see if something gets worked out. Former WWE wrestler comments on possibly going to AEW. WWE announces expanded partnership with A&E with more than 130 hours of new content. I guess we're not cool anymore. Kevin Owens responds to WWE Legend's warning to him ahead of WrestleMania 38. Logan Paul gives update on his training for WrestleMania match. WWE Hall of Famer wants Charlotte Flair to challenge Sami Zayn for the Intercontinental title. Control Your Narrative shows will have rant room for fans to insult the wrestlers. WWE criticized for not letting Finn Balor have his moment after US title win on Raw. That's not something that should have happened. Kevin Owens was involved with 35-year veteran wrestling a bear, and more. We are kicking off today with MJF, who showed a much different side to himself on last week's AEW Dynamite. Speaking about being bullied and dealing with anti-Semitism, the Salt of the Earth showed a more vulnerable side that has won over a lot of people, even Jim Cornette. On his show, Cornette praised the promo as being incredibly real, and in the latest of his many digs at WWE's The Miz, said that the A-lister could never do a promo like this, saying that the former WWE champion is just like the celebrity type. Ironically, Miz's arguable best promo was when he blended the lines of real and kayfabe during that infamous segment with Daniel Bryan on Talking Smack. And after last week, we'll have to see what MJF has to say on tonight's go-home Dynamite before his dog collar match with CM Punk at Revolution. CM Punk will become a Ring of Honor Hall of Famer this week, as will Samoa Joe, who hasn't competed since being released from WWE earlier this year. Joe's last match was all the way back in August 2021, and during a recent appearance with Busted Open Radio, the former three-time NXT champion was asked if he'd be willing to work for AEW or return to WWE, and responded by saying, "I'm open to whatever opportunity. At this point, I'm blessed enough that I get to make decisions and get to work on things outside of wrestling, which is a rarity when you're this far in and committed to the business. The discussions haven't happened yet, I've got my team working on stuff, and when they eventually connect, we'll see if something gets worked out." Joe's second release from WWE, much like his first, was met with backlash from fans who believe that WWE are foolish to drop the massively talented wrestler, and WWE's loss could be AEW's gain soon enough. Over to WWE, as last month the company promised that something big was coming with their partner A&E, and now we know exactly what's in store. In a statement issued this week, WWE confirmed that a multi-year partnership is in the works, with over 130 new hours of content set to be produced. This new deal will see 35 new episodes of the Emmy Award-winning WWE biography documentary series, which was A&E's most watched series of 2021. 24 new episodes of WWE's Most Wanted Treasures will also be made, despite the host of the show, AJ Francis, aka Top Dollar, being released by WWE last November. There will also be new content, as 40 hours of a new series documenting the behind-the-scenes stories of WWE's biggest feuds with the working title WWE Rivals. With decades of footage to go through, WWE will have plenty of content for WWE Rivals, and there will be a ton of new content for fans to consume this year. In recent weeks, Kevin Owens has made his feelings on Texas very well known, as he's done nothing but insult and berate the Lone Star State. This is reportedly building towards a match with Stone Cold Steve Austin at WrestleMania, but the Rattlesnake is by no means the only Texas legend. Recently, Booker T fired off at Owens, saying he'll be lucky if he makes it to WrestleMania, and now the prizefighter has responded. In a video message, Owens said that he and Booker were once cool, but that isn't the case anymore, and questioned why this so-called proud Texan spent years in a tag team named after Harlem, New York. Claiming that Booker wants to pretend he's not from Texas, Owens certainly isn't looking to make amends with the two-time Hall of Famer, as Stone Cold may not be the only Texan Owens needs to keep his eye on. At WrestleMania 38, Logan Paul will make his in-ring debut for WWE when he teams with The Miz to face the Mysterios. Although Paul got physical last year, this will mark the first time he's wrestled in a match for the company, and the YouTuber-turned-boxer has some big plans for his match. Sitting down with Ariel Helwani of the MMA Hour, Paul said he has one item he wants to cross off his bucket list, and that's to jump off the top rope, saying it's something he's wanted to do since before he considered doing WWE. Claiming he'll sail through the air like a eagle, Paul will have to find a way to out-high-fly the Mysterios, which will be no easy feat. Paul is taking this seriously, as he added he's going to Orlando to get proper training and does have some experience in the ring. As part of his series, Logan Paul vs., the YouTuber once did some lucha libre training, and when he shares the ring with a former world heavyweight champion and his talented son, Paul's gonna need all the training he can get come WrestleMania. WrestleMania will also see Charlotte Flair in action, and for the 6th time in her career, the SmackDown Women's Champion will be in a title match. Next month, Flair will put her title on the line against Ronda Rousey in a match the former UFC fighter is the favorite to win, but Flair could soon be wearing a very different kind of championship. That's according to Jeff Jarrett, who, while speaking on his My World podcast, suggested that the Queen face off against none other than the Intercontinental Champion Sami Zayn. Saying it'd make for a big Mania moment or a big SummerSlam moment, Jarrett knows all about intergender matches, as he feuded with China in late 1999, with the 9th wonder of the world beating him to become Intercontinental Champion. The main obstacle with this is WWE's attitude towards intergender matches, as Triple H has previously said that women don't need to wrestle men to prove their value in the ring. This Friday, Zayn will defend his title against Ricochet, and there's even been rumors of a title match with Johnny Knoxville at this year's WrestleMania. But should he keep hold of his title against both men, Zayn could soon find himself sharing the ring with the Queen. This weekend, EC3 and Braun Strowman's new promotion, Control Your Narrative, will have its very first show in Orlando, Florida. Together, the pair have promised to change the wrestling world for good, and while that remains to be seen, they've certainly started introducing new ideas the industry has never seen before. Ahead of this Saturday's show, EC3 tweeted this week that VIPs in Orlando will have a bunch of extra special treats, including a meet and greet with Strowman, but will also have access to the Rant room. This room is where fans will get 3 minutes to berate their least favorite wrestlers, with EC3 encouraging fans to leave their computer keyboards and say how they feel to the wrestlers themselves. With wrestlers expected to just sit there and take it, we can't imagine this idea going over well with the talent, and we certainly don't see other promotions adopting the Rant room, but for some fans, they'll gladly pay more money just to throw insults against wrestlers there to entertain them. On this week's Raw, Finn Balor captured his first United States Championship, cementing his return to the main roster. Balor's victory was short-lived, however, as he'd quickly be attacked by former champion Damian Priest, who turned heel in the process. Finn's win was a sigh of relief for his fans, but what happened after has annoyed people who believed Balor should have been given his moment to celebrate. On Legion of Raw, Vince Russo criticized WWE, saying that after doing little with him since he returned to Raw, the company needed Balor to have his moment to re-establish himself, and said the company should have waited until next week for the Priest heel turn. It appears that Balor and Priest's feud will lead into a match at WrestleMania, and should Finn get the win in April, he'll hopefully get his moment in the sun as US Champion. And we're ending today with Kevin Owens, who has had an incredible career in the ring, including once sharing the ring with a bear. On the Out of Character podcast this week, Owens explained that early in his career, wrestling legend PCO brought him in to referee a match between PCO and a bear, something that the former Universal Champion now admits should have never happened. At the time, Owens was understandably afraid of being mauled, but PCO explained that he was really there in case they needed a replacement for the bear. Sure enough, the bear decided that this wouldn't be his big break into the wrestling business, and after Owens told PCO the match was called off, the veteran wrestler gave a beatdown to the defenseless referee. Upon reflection, this spot could have gone horribly wrong, and Owens is lucky the bear didn't try to attack in what may be the prizefighter's strangest experience in the ring. Well guys, that's our news for today. Please share your comments below. Also hit the like button, subscribe to our channel, and hit the bell icon to receive all notifications. And as always, thanks for watching.